So the first thing about the workflow is capture. So there's got to be a way of capturing all of the information that's coming at you. So if you think about, your desk, if you think about being at work, I don't know if people have these here still today, but you always had an inbox, right? So if there was stuff you needed to do, people would come in and they'd put it in your inbox and you'd work your way through your inbox. But the reality is things don't always land in your inbox in the chronological order that they need to get done. But at least, if nothing else, there's an inbox. So we have to create an inbox for all the things that we have to do. Now that could be the notes section on your phone. There's a number of apps today that you could download to help you capture the things that you need to do. But in one way or another, there has to be an inbox. Just like in your email, there's an inbox. It's probably a mess. But nonetheless, there is something there that's capturing every email, but not everything comes to us via email. They come in all different forms and fashion. So how do we create an inbox? That's the first step, is making sure that everything is in one place. The second step is getting clarity. So of the things that land in your inbox, how important are those things to do? So if they're not important, well, then they just need to go in the circle file and go in the garbage, go in the trash, like get rid of them. You don't even need to think about them. Or they need to be incubated, right? So they need to be something that you can, put aside, but that you're going to get to later. So that would be an incubation task. It's like, I can't do it right now. It is important, so I'm going to put it in a place where I stumble across it at my next available opportunity so that it can get done in a timely manner. So that would be the incubate, and the last one is reference. This is an important piece of information, but it's not something I need to take action on necessarily, but it's like a reference material. So I'm going to put that in a place where I can easily reference this for future needs or follow-up conversations or whatever, right? So trash, incubate, or reference is kind of how we clarify these tasks. And then organize. Are these projects? A lot of things that we think are just a thing that we need to do, it's really not a thing we need to do. It's a series of things that we need to do, and that would be considered a project. So anything that's more than one actionable step is really a project. So like the example would be, you want to go on vacation. And so you put down a task like plan for vacation. Well, that's not really a one-step thing, right? I mean, the first step is maybe review flights to see if the times even work. Or maybe it's just reach out to a travel agent. Whatever that next action step is the next action. The project becomes planning for our vacation, right? So we got to separate these things into, are they actual projects or are they really just tasks? And that's the first step, is separating those appropriately into the right category. Or are these just things that I'm waiting for? Like I'm waiting for someone else to get back to me. That's not something I need to take action on, but I might want to set myself a reminder about that. Or is this something that is taking place 2 months down the road and I just want to make sure I put it on my calendar? Those would be calendar type things. So organizing them into projects, next actions, waiting for, or calendar. And then you got to make sure that you reflect back on this information. So once you have a system built where you have an inbox, you have a process of creating clarity on the things that you need to do, you are creating either next actions and or projects, then you need to review them on a regular basis. And that means just setting up a time of the week where you're going through and reviewing your system. And then the last piece is to engage with those activities, right? So take action on the things that you've identified are your next action steps. So that's the workflow. Let's talk a little bit about breaking down into each of these and how you actually get that accomplished.